Welcome in the fifth episode of Euro 2024 Mastermind. Today's team that we'll analyze will be Italy. They are first in Group B. Yeah, we start with a Group B, Italy. They are actual European champions. They played unbelievable tournament in 2021 because of COVID in Euro 2020. But still, as a team, they didn't advance to 2020 to the World Cup. 2022 and 2018, the second in a row that they didn't qualify. Like in history of Italy, they won Euro 2 times and 2 times they lost in the final. We can remember that in 2012 they got 4-0. They had a 4-0 loss against Spain in the final. Italy has 60 million citizens, so it's like one of the bigger countries in Europe. Now we'll go to the coach, that is Luciano Spalletti. He left Napoli for international team. He left Napoli for their winning title, after winning a title of Serie A, after winning Italian championship. He's kind old. He's 65 years old, but he has a huge experience because of that. He started coaching in 1990 as like an assistant, but his whole career was like focused on Italy. He only had, I think, Zenit Petersburg that was out of Italy, but that he was starting with lower teams. But in the last years it was Roma, Inter, and in Napoli. For me, it looks like a bit like one season wonder with Inter, and with Roma he didn't win anything special. But after this winning title season with Napoli, he got this job super fast. And now he's a coach since September 2023. So it's like 9 months, 10 months. So it's not very long. Yeah, but he's experienced in Italian football, so he knows the players. Now we'll go to the first 11 that you can see on screen. In a goal there is like usual Donnarumma. I can say also that Vicario played well in Tottenham, but he has a problem of height. We have to remember what did Ben White with him, and I think that City invented it. I heard, but I saw it in a game against Everton, that you just have to put a player that stands next to Vicario and he is like, and he can't play. So Donnarumma is so much taller, so it's easier for him. Right back is like nothing special. Left back, I put Di Marco. Di Marco is like he's the best, but I think that but Italy could play with 3 defenders also. I think Di Marco prefers playing in 3 defenders, but with 3 defenders, and Lorenzo in 4. But I would say also mention Udogi, that had a fantastic. That is a very interesting player from Tottenham Spurs. That I would like to see him on this Euro. In the middle, like the middle of defense, there is Bastoni and Mancini. Mancini is unbelievable after the Rossi took over Roma. He scored like in 3 consecutive games as a central back. So his performances are huge, and he's like a mental leader also for Roma. Bastoni, awesome talent, super fast, tall, everything he needs to play at high level. In midfield, like Locatelli, he's a defensive player. He will help defense. He can even go back and play like 5 with Locatelli in the middle, as in the middle center back. But Barella and Pellegrini will give support to offense. They like offensive style, but they also don't forget about defense. Pellegrini also is like Mancini. Pellegrini is Roma captain, is also a great leader in offense. Chiesa for sure, I think this is standard, but I put there El Shaarawy. It was difficult to pick this one player, but I need like a winger in this formation with Chiesa, but they could play like 4 midfielders and 2 strikers like Chiesa, Skamaka, for example. But I put there as a second winger El Shaarawy, that he's back to alive. It's like alive again in Roma this season. But as a central attacker, as a striker, I put Skamaka, that he has like 20 goals this season, and I think that this Euro should be like a reward for him for a fantastic play during this whole season and like his improvement, because his last seasons were fatal, but he improved unbelievable. But we also can't forget about Ciro Immobile. It's a legend of Italian football, so he should play there also. Now we'll go to key players that like from goal. I picked Donnarumma. Like he's super tall, but it's a bit of a problem with him that he's known for he has a problem of like saves on like we're standing on a line. So maybe he's not awesome, but defenders are, and it helps him a lot to not concede a lot of goals. In PSG like this, I think he doesn't give much support to his team, but the PSG defenders are good enough to prevent shots from opposite team. So Donnarumma has to show something more so Italy can win, because there could be like Vicario Meret instead of him if he's super awesome, super bad. Second player is Barella, playmaker, fighter, and also lead his team with his behavior. Great Inter. He's a true talent of Italian football, and he's like 25 years old, so he can play a whole next decade here in midfield. So the next player is Federico Chiesa. It's very similar to Barella. He's also like 25. He can play like maybe as a winger. He can play till 35, but he's also a player for a decade. Maybe if you count some years backward. Great season in Juventus. He has to get the balls to Scamacca, Immobile. El Shaarawy needs to do the same, but his eye should be like decisive in offense, and yeah, his dribble is unbelievable. So now I'll give my predictions for this team. That like they would like to defend the title, but I think it would be very difficult. They had to be some upsets, big upsets, because I think France, Germany, England are much better. And like they play in group with Croatia and Spain, so I think that they will end second after Spain. But I don't know. Maybe if I then analyze the next teams, that would make some different choices. So check the fourth video of Group B. So there you have a whole summary of the group. But if they advance from second spot, then they will play it against the second from Group A. That I predict that it would be Hungary or Scotland. So I think it should be an easy win for Italy. But then they will meet with probably with the first from C, that probably will be England. So I think that England has a lot of stars, but I think that individual players can win the games, and even win against Italy. They don't need a big team spirit. So I think that Italy will lose in quarterfinal, but then in semi-final they can play France, for example. So it's also very difficult. So I think that yeah, they will lose in quarterfinal, semi-final. They will not defend the title. I think that's all. Thanks for watching.